Okay, seventh grade, I'm going to show you a little bit of the greenhouse. So this is the rocket stove. So it's a big concrete thing sitting on the ground. Inside those stones is a U-shaped piece of concrete. So picture a big U, and at the top is that opening where you see a little piece of wood sticking out. And then on top of that concrete chimney, the other side of the U comes up inside of that barrel. And I'll explain that in a minute. So why it's called a rocket stove is, it doesn't look like there's a fire burning. It just put some new wood in there. But check it out. Hopefully you can hear that. And I don't want to hold my phone there because it's been overheating when I get in the greenhouse. Sometimes it gets too hot in here. It's not hot now. It's only about 55 degrees in here, maybe 60. And but it's warming up because of the fire. And it's only 35 degrees outside. It got real cold. It's been warm. We've had a couple weeks of warm. So the temperature won't go much below what it is now all night long, even though it's going into the high 20s tonight. Because the soil is warm, the rocks are warm, the water, which I'll explain, is warm if I don't run out of battery. So anyway, there's the rocket stove. It sucks the heat and the air from the room down through that hole, and then eventually makes its way out of the building. And you may ask, why would you want to do that? You want the heat to stay in the greenhouse. Well, here's what happens. It comes up in this barrel about an inch from the top. There's a chimney inside that barrel. And that's a 30-gallon steel barrel. And you see it used to have paint on it, which I burned off. About an inch from the top, the chimney stops, and all the gases from the fire hit that top of that barrel, and then they roll back down the side here. So they come down the side. I'm gonna have to walk around. They go through a pipe, and it's an 8-inch pipe. Made of galvanized steel, and it goes under the soil. Those are kale plants. So all winter long we keep house plants in here like those, and plants from our garden. Here's something that lives in here, and they're just having a good old time in here. That's an artichoke, and they're like dinosaur plants or something. They're just awesome. It's going to have at least 10 of those this year, I bet. The pipe continues underneath the artichoke all the way down here. And these are filled with dirt, and the stones on the side are together. They're probably about 2 feet tall. So about 2 feet of dirt on top of this pipe. And then finally over here, it comes out and goes out of the building. And by the time it gets here, I'm going to take its temperature. It's 106 degrees right there. And that's pretty hot. It's a little uncomfortable to hold your hand on there. It's metal. It really heats you up fast. But it's relatively cool, and I'll show you why I say that. It's crowded in here. There's always a lot going on in the spring here. So back around there, remember it's under there. It's about, I'm going to say 32 feet of 8-inch galvanized stovepipe. So where that smoke starts its journey, at the top of this barrel, let's see if I can get this to take a good temperature. It is 700, can I focus that? 703 degrees on top of that barrel. So from 700 degrees, 35 feet away, it drops to 100 degrees. And so where all that heat is going is in the soil. And it's actually kind of, in the winter, on a 10-degree day in the winter, by the time it goes outside there, it would only be 80 or 70 or 80, maybe 90 degrees. Because the soil would be colder. Well, my soil is relatively warm now because we've had 3 warm weeks, and when the sun is out, it's 90 degrees in here. So all that dirt is warm. So right now, the soil might be 70, but I'm going to heat it up to 75 or so. Let me check it actually. Now it's only been going for a little bit, so 64 right there. But if I dig down, excuse me. It's a little bit warmer. Well, it keeps jumping around. Okay, so it's only 62. So anyway, I'm going to put some energy into that soil, and it will heat it up, and then slowly over the course of the night, when it gets down to 28 degrees or whatever it's supposed to tonight, all that heat will come back in the building.